I'm Mark from eReplacementParts.com. In this quick fix, I'm going to show you how to replace the spark plug in a small engine. You should replace the spark plugs on all your small engines at least once a year. Replacing the spark plug often will make the engine last longer and run better. The most important part about replacing any spark plug is to make sure that you're using the correct spark plug for the tool. To make sure you're using the right plug, type the model number of your equipment into the parts finder at eReplacementParts.com. Then on the parts breakdown, you can find the proper plug that the manufacturer recommends for your equipment. Alright, we'll go ahead and get started. First, we'll remove the old spark plug. I'll start by removing the spark plug boot. Now I'll use my scrunch to remove the plug. You could also use a socket and a socket wrench. And I'll just unscrew the spark plug away from the motor. Now we can go ahead and install the new spark plug. But before we thread it into the engine, I want to make sure that it's properly gapped. To do that, I'll use a spark plug gapping tool. On one side of the tool, it reads in standard measurements in thousandths of an inch. On the other side, it reads in millimeters in tenths of a millimeter. The proper gap for my spark plug is 0.07 of a millimeter. So I'll check it, and I can see that it's at about 0.95 millimeters. So I need to close up the gap. I'll just take the spark plug gap tester and tap on the top of the plug until that gap comes down to where it should be. Just a bit more. And there's 0.7 of a millimeter, so the plug's ready to be installed. Now I'll just take the plug and screw it back into the engine block. And use my scrunch again to tighten it up. And last, replace the spark plug boot. And that's all it takes to replace the spark plug on your small engines.